Welcome everyone. Today is October 8th, 2025. This video is only for educational purposes and not a financial advice. In today's video, I wanted to discuss about palladium, which is one of the precious metals, um, and ETF is PALL palladium. So before I dive into palladium stock and analysis, just wanted to quickly discuss about where does it actually come under. So if you look at Finviz futures metals, you'll see some of these key precious metals that are traded in the market, in the futures market, and they also have their respective ETFs. Gold, as you know, has had a great run, and it has been on uptrend for a while now, since um, beginning of September or late August. It has a phenomenal run. Silver also is pretty much catching up with gold. Platinum has another phenomenal run, 75% up since its recent lows. Copper obviously has a high demand because of the EV action and the demand for electric motors, and also for the data centers for the AI act. So obviously this has a huge upside. And then obviously palladium, that we're going to discuss a little bit more in detail. Before I do that, let me show you how a palladium futures look like. So as you can see, this is starting to form a lot of bullish patterns recently on a daily chart and also on the weekly chart. So that's palladium. And if I switch to PALL, which is, like I said, the palladium equivalent ETF for palladium, it has a similar price action to palladium futures as well. So today we saw a 9.21% price jump in palladium, which was phenomenal, considering it's a metal, right? Precious metals stock. We don't tend to see that kind of jump in these commodities. However, since September, early September, with it from its recent lows, this gave a phenomenal jump, right? And let's do some analysis why that happened, and what are the indicators that we're pointing towards that, right? So one thing you can think of is, if you look at this on a daily chart, palladium, one thing that stands out is we can make an argument that this was probably making an inverse head and shoulder. So this was the left shoulder followed by head, and then obviously and then a right shoulder perhaps, right? So that's something you can think of. So we can have a measured move for head and shoulders. Um, Again, it's not a very I would say probably you can argue that this is probably head and shoulders, or maybe this is, I mean, depending on the neckline calculations. I don't want to dive too much into that. The other argument or the analysis observation is it's a cup and handle formation. So it was making a cup and a handle. So that's a possibility too. However, I see that the size of the handle isn't that long, but yeah, that could be one potential reason. And then finally, there was also a bull flag kind of a pattern, right? So consolidation for a very short consolidation, and then you can see the jump. So some of the things that we're pointing out towards that was, and then you can see there was also a wedge pattern, and then the channel that it's kind of trading in, right? It almost looks like a parallel channel. So there are a few of those um, chart patterns that we can observe. RSI was actually pretty low. It was starting to pick up right from the beginning of September. And I kind of pointed out that yes, the RSI seems to be, kind of low neutral, and around middle of September, that's when, we can see the RSI starting to pick up. A MACD was already reversing, which was also a good sign. And there were obviously with these pattern formation and the confirmation of the price breaking that point, clearly we can see this has basically taken a phenomenal run. Clearly, if you look at let's consider this. If you consider this as a cup and handle pattern, then the measured price target will be from the rim of the cup, whatever the depth of the cup, the same height. You can expect similar kind of price action there. So I drew horizontal resistance line around 148 based on the calculation, and this actually coincide with the previous highs in back in time, right? So that also kind of gives you some double, kind of confirmation that that could be the price target, potential price target. Now, in addition to that, we can also see it also formed a cup and handle, which I like this cup and handle, which was actually my initial observation more than the recent cup and handle, was this prolonged cup and handle. And as I mentioned earlier, cup and handles formed over a longer period of time have a very strong kind of a movement, right? So it gives you a better confirmation. So that's what happened here. It formed a cup and a handle, and I did measure this depth of the cup, and as you can see, it's almost coincides. I would say pretty much with this as well. So that's another second confirmation why the price, probably could be targeting towards 148, 149. And then the last observation I had was this was also sort of formed a double bottom, right? So this one is one, and then the second bottom. So these are two bottoms that were formed over again since the beginning of 2024. So palladium is starting to obviously have a bullish run now. Clearly, this in today's action it has gone up significantly. So I expect some sort of correction or cool down, perhaps closer to the 200 SMA line that could be acting as its support around 129, 128. And this is the 200 week SMA, 200 weekly simple moving average, since it's a weekly chart. So the SMAs, the simple moving average lines or the moving average lines, are represented by each candle, which is weekly in this case, right? So since I'm viewing the weekly chart. Now, if I go further back in time to a monthly chart, this was another. I did some sort of analysis. It seems to be forming a bigger cup. And if I kind of dissected this or bisected this middle of this cup, I kind of drew this right arc of the cup, and I kind of eyeballed something in the middle of this cup, right? That if that is the center, then you can expect the remaining half of the cup probably would be completing by close to middle to end of I would say fourth quarter of 2026, third quarter of 2026, right, or beginning of fourth quarter of 2026. Now, if you want to be an investor in palladium, it's still not too late to, because I personally am continuing to dollar cost average at every dip, and if it continues on this trajectory, then you can expect this cup will be completed, then probably a new handle, and if you do a measured move price target from this point of the bottom of the cup up till here, so that's around, let's do a quick measurement. So that's about 115 dollars jump, and if you take that from here, the 115, that's about, since I don't know if I can pan this. I need to figure out how to pan this further down, but so 115, let's say this is about 200. So 200 plus 115 is about 315. So it can go back to its previous highs. So that is the potential sometime, maybe during this window. You can anticipate, late, sometime between 2027, 2028. So as I always suggest, it's always good to have certain investment grade stocks or ETFs in your overall portfolio, in addition to the technology stocks or other stocks that you're trading. Also, the dividend based investment stocks, because those are always, it balances your portfolio and also helps you maintain a balanced portfolio in case there is any drop in technology stocks. Such stocks, investment grade stocks, give you a better return long term, such as just as we witness or as we are witnessing in gold right now. So So it's apparently what I'm thinking is palladium is lagging behind gold and silver, and it's going to catch up eventually. That's my personal opinion, not a financial advice. But if that happens, then yeah, 315 could be a very long term price action on palladium. Short term, yeah, I mean, I'm anticipating somewhere close to 148, right? That's what we discussed. So it seems it's on track to reach 148. That is the first resistance, and then next would be close to 200, and then if we start making a cup and handle, a new cup and handle for a much longer period of time, then that's where we can anticipate the stock to go to. At currently going back to daily chart, so you can see on the monthly level, the RSI actually is actually having a positive or a bullish divergence because price is going up. RSI seems to be going up. MACD is also heading up, which is also a good sign. On back to daily chart, so RSI is all obviously in a over bought region. So prices obviously have jumped significantly higher today. So you can expect some cool down, or it can remain high. There are instances where the stock remains on above 70 RSI, and then it can continue a good run. So let's see what it does. Perhaps it could cool down, and then price correction, and then we can anticipate another leg up. So good idea. Again, personally, my personal advice to myself is continue to DCA on every dip, because I'm going to hold this for midterm to long term. So clearly, I see a good opportunity in palladium for long term. Um, let's quickly go and take a look at the other metals. Platinum, like I mentioned, let's look at platinum. Like I said, phenomenal run, close to once again. So yeah, sorry. Platinum daily chart. So yeah, if you look from here, what I meant was from May, this has significantly gone up. Yeah, about wow, about 82%, which is it's amazing run. It almost seems like a technology stock. Um, silver, silver obviously have is another great metal to own. It's an industrial metal as well, so the demand of the servers, motors, electric, industrial application goes up, then you can anticipate this thing, silver, to have another leg up. So almost seems since 2012 it has finished its cup formation. If there's a handle that being formed and then we have a price breakout, then I wouldn't be surprised if silver hits triple digit in coming years. So another great investment, great stock to own. Clearly, it's obviously high. I'm sure it's a high SI. Let me see if I can do a more chart view here. Just give me a second. So RSI, yeah, RSI is, yeah, 66. It's not too bad. So seems to be again consolidating in that region, but I anticipate some small correction in silver, and then probably it's going to continue going up. So let's see what happens. Gold, um, like I said, phenomenal run. If you look at the monthly chart, we did discuss this earlier. So this was forming a cup and a handle. This was the measured price target, but it has reached that target and has further gone up, which was amazing. And there are few factors, behind the gold run is because of the inflationary, um, um, conditions that have been created in the market, the uncertainty, and also the $37 trillion debt, the U.S. debt. That's another reason why it's becoming a safe haven, along with other metals here, right? So, so yeah, going back to palladium, I feel like it's tad behind gold, silver, and perhaps in coming weeks, months, or probably by next year, we can anticipate this to have phenomenal run. So again, nothing is guaranteed. It all depends on the macroeconomic conditions, how the stock behaves. But at this point in time, I will continue to dollar cost and increase my holdings on palladium. Thank you so much.